Good evening, Andy. How are you doing? Good evening, anybody else who's in the chat. Happy to have you along. And welcome back to Newcastle. As usual, if somebody is in the chat, Andy, for example, can you let me know if you can hear everything and if you can see everything okay? And if you can, we'll be ready to rock and roll here. And things are particularly good as well this season. We keep on doing it. We have had some very, very good results. Hi, Neil. How are you doing? And everything is looking good. We have Manchester City to come, Lens, Leeds, Southampton, West Ham. None of these are going to be easy fixtures. You know what my record are like against the teams like Leeds, Southampton and West Ham. They're none of them going to be easy fixtures. We've just got to keep going. Manchester City, always a tough team, and tough because of the way they play. The players that they have, although they are aging, but they play a tiki-taka. Tiki-taka is spread wide across the pitch, and they could focus their play, well, pretty much anywhere across that line. And so we have to be vigilant against Manchester City. We have to be on our game here. It is an extreme, as it says, an extreme variant of control possession. They have to be good at pressing, and so I really have struggled with this. I don't know how to set up against them. I'm going into a low block early on, and we're just going to, I think, probably play with a higher line to begin with, and then see if they are trying to go outside. In which case we'll drop the line back. I've taken dribble less off as well, which is an interesting change for me. And there's one thing more I'm going to do, is I've taken off close down less. I'm going to put it back on now because it's part of my general tactic. But remind me when we get to the dressing room that we need to click that back on. So normally we would ask my wing-backs to close down less in these areas here. But today, I think because of the danger of crosses from this area of the pitch, from the corners of the penalty area, I've decided to ask them to close down a bit more. In terms of how they play, I mean, they've got an inverted fullback here. They're playing with two inverted fullbacks, and obviously this guy is going to be moving up into midfield, which then means that they're going to be pushing players further up the field. They're going to pack the midfield, and I probably also need to keep the ball away from midfield, or at least close it down. I am thinking about focusing play down the flanks. If things are not working out well, that's an option to me. But I think good evening, Max. How are you doing? A good day for who in the league, Max? It was a good day for me, for Manchester United. I was quite surprised. But it was quite nice to see Diallo passing the ball instead of his first option to take a shot at goal. And goals were scored because they passed the ball inside this time. And that's a good thing to see. And maybe he's working a lot on that in training. I have changed the team a little bit. And he wants me to focus play down the middle. I'm not quite sure why he would want me to do that with a packed midfield and Manchester City. I've brought the Velociraptor in for a game in place of the injured Karaoke. He's the only change from what would be a first-team squad. And I do want to play in a positive mentality. I think that playing positively against Manchester City, we've done well recently. Hi, Tunkai. Good to have you back. We've done well recently playing with that positive mentality against City. I'm concerned that I should be playing in a mid-block and that I might be making the Arsenal mistake today by giving them too much and letting them come on too much to us. If they score early, then I will make the change. But I want to get bodies behind the ball early on. And, oops, I need to go and make some opposition instructions here. Hope it's not too late. And as usual, we are going to type mark 4 players. And that is a given. That is what we will always do. And let's get the team trying to get those 4 players out of the mix here. We have a very good side. We should be giving Manchester City a game every time we take the field. And I don't know why I'm nervous. And in fact, I should be playing higher up, I think. But for now, we'll go in this low block, get bodies behind the ball and see what happens. And good to see us on the front foot and winning a corner. Pretty poor by Neves. Lacked idea. And so let's take this corner. Let's get Jesus Abba on the score sheet. Near post, 1-0. Can it happen? And it is Jesus Aber at the near post, but taken by the goalkeeper. They are going to play out from the back, which is, of course, why I'm not counter-pressing. I couldn't open the streams. There were Liverpool, Madrid, Tottenham, Roma matches on stream days. Yeah, there's been a lot of European stuff. Luckily this week, the Premier League games, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Florian Wirtz, he's very injury prone, isn't he? It looks like we are going to give Shazavari a run out. We'll swap Shazavari with the Velociraptor. What's he got? Potential thigh injury. It's not too bad then. I've got a dodgy thigh as well, and I could bloody play. What's the matter with these people? And focus really is mainly down the middle, and so the high line is probably the best way to play. They are dominating the game. I expect City to dominate possession, and I'm giving them ground. And hopefully this possession dominance is just basically them passing around in their own half. I have no problem with them doing that. A lot of focus now has switched to down the right-hand side where I have my attacking wing back. And something happened there and nothing. What kind of highlights am I on? I'm on extended highlights. It's just a bit of a cagey affair at the moment. And we have won the ball there. And Gray is in. He's got the pace. No, he doesn't have the pace. And this Arab has taken over. Shazavari, pretty poor first touch. Gives the ball away. It's nip and tuck at the moment. Both sides making errors. Very cagey. I'll take a point here. No problem with a point against Manchester City. We've won the ball nicely. Sometimes it's better to play not to lose than to play to win. He's miles offside. Great. It's miles offside there. And that is not going to count. Hey, royalty free. Well, was I a coach or a player? Neither really. I knew he was offside. He's a mile offside. I was a player when I was younger. Not a bad player, I may say. But I've never coached football. I've been a rugby coach and a cricket coach, but I've never coached football. So I mean, I've picked a lot of things up over the years, and I do have a knowledge of how to use space, how to defend space, and pretty much a few other things, but I wouldn't call myself an expert by any means. I've enjoyed FM for 15 years. I've just come to understand the game a little bit more in the last 4 years. Took me a long time, and there is that little ploy that they use. I just want to go and check on this Arab guy. Where is he to begin with? He's a centre back. He has long shots of 8, finishing 9. He's got good composure, good technique. So I'm going to get someone to type mark him and close him down. And that hopefully will solve the problem of that short corner. Yeah, always, always handy. I was always in the clinic when I picked up one or two things, but luckily they've been able to cure it over the years, and not too serious. You're on very good form already, and I was quite confused by your comment earlier that I saw on Facebook, which is which are always very interesting. City are the better team at the moment, and they have scored. And I did worry a little bit that perhaps I was giving them too much. It was poor defending. And am I giving them too much in terms? I'm going to leave it till half time. I might make some changes at half time. My wing back's gone missing here, and that was pretty poor. He was on the post, and Jeremy pulled out wide. Oh, good goal, Jeremy staying wide, and that is part of the. And yeah, we are being beaten at the moment. As part of the tiki-taka, they will stretch the pitch. It's very, very extreme form, and they will play wide. We got caught out. No, we don't want to do set pieces. I don't want to slow the game down. I'd like to get an equaliser before half-time, if we can, boys. Just one little pass here. Who's got the pass? This isn't... It looks a bit narrow as well, and maybe I should be focusing down the flanks a little bit, try and stretch. Looks a little bit congested, a little bit narrow. It's how we play, though. It's effective. It just needs a nice through ball, and that is it, and hit the post. And so that tells me that something is wrong. Immediately knowing FM as I do, when City score and then we hit the post, something is wrong. So I think we're going to start pushing our lines up a little bit. And these boys are getting a rocket. You've not been good enough so far, sort it out. Veloso, having decided to give him some game time because it's interesting how it's Veloso who's playing poorly with Akim Gray. Because I'm struggling to put attacking mids on the bench now with the injuries. So it's interesting how he's having a poor game. I don't want to say any more about that because we don't want to start any conspiracy theories here. But interesting, if you've only got one wing back on the bench, look at these wing backs, they're shocking, then you can guarantee that the other wing back that you don't have for cover on the bench, he will have an awful game. I'm not happy. I just tell them I'm not happy. They have to go and sort this out. Defensively, we've been pretty poor. Both wing backs are playing poorly, and I suspect that it's the lines. There's something wrong with the line. So I'm going to go to a standard line. And you didn't remind me, boys, about closing down, but I'm not going to close down now. If both wing-backs are playing poorly, I suspect it's because City are getting behind us. I have to keep an eye on Pino. I think he's already being asked to be tight marked. He might be on set pieces. So difficult to say at the moment. Yeah, I mean, Liverpool did well. Oh, come on, boys. Let's get at them. They're an aging team. It's not quite right. It doesn't feel quite right in terms of the lines. It might be a mid-block might be better. Let's go into a mid-block. Oh, we are in a mid-block. But it doesn't quite feel right. But that's a lovely pass. And Musiala's in. He's missed it. It's telling me, the game is telling me right in front of my eyes, the lines are not right. So I'm gonna I'm going to take a chance and push those lines up. I'm going to actually trigger press them a little bit harder and try just to get at them a little bit when they are in danger of turning over the ball. But something is not right with my lines, and the game is telling me that. Again, it's telling me there's something wrong with my lines. The only option... Jesus, Abba's gotten up. My entire defence is playing badly, which tells me there's something wrong with your lines. And it is a case of giving them too much respect. Far too much respect. There is too much space for them in the middle. Way too much space. And we deserve to be beaten at the moment. My mistake. So now we're not going to give them any more respect. We have to go after them now. So I'm going to go and push the lines up. I'm going to play with a much higher line. I'm going to try and prevent the short goalkeeper distribution. I'm going to counter press and go at them now. And we are going to go attacking. I have no option with 30 minutes left. We've got to try and rescue this game. There's a lot. I mean, there's so many people. Look at Peterson, 6.1. He just came to me very recently and said he wanted a pay rise. For that? I think you get enough money for that kind of nonsense. Why is Veloso... He should not be... I did this for one game. He's not asked to swap positions with anybody. So why did they swap? I'm not doing that again because the game is taking that over. And I don't want the game to take that over. Thank you very much. But I do need to make some changes, don't I? Right, okay. Bajcetic. Sidamar will have to play instead of Musiala. It was a dreadful miss. Veloso's on a 6.2. Dom Baker. Moreno for Peterson, and Arwell Davis is also having an absolute shocker. Cannot make any more substitutions. I can't substitute them all, unfortunately. I'd like to take them all off. I just want to check set pieces. It's not Pino who's taking, so he is the main man, Pino. But it's too late to worry about the opposition now. We have to just go for them. And nothing seems to be happening. We've got the match momentum, but nothing's happening. And we're going to lose this game. First game we've lost in a long time. That's my fault. Sometimes I give these teams far too much respect at the beginning. I've done it again. And... that FM takes advantage of it. My fault. I fully accept responsibility. There's not much more I can do now. Neves is dying out there. We'll probably get a consolation, or they will get the third. But I'm panicking now with the lines. I've left big gaps behind. They're going to find gaps. There it is. Huge gaps at the back. But I do suspect we'll get a consolation for going attacking. Game's a little predictable sometimes. We nearly took the ball off him then. But it's too little, too late. Pretty poor performance, really, all around. Going into the low block, Didn't work that time. It's usually pretty good. But against Arsenal and Manchester City, it just does not pay. And I think I have to attack the bigger teams and use the low block against the smaller teams. It doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know why it makes sense in FM. It wouldn't make sense in real life. You'd attack the worst teams and be a little bit more defensive against the better teams, but not in FM, unfortunately. And this is the full-time whistle now. Yeah, and we've been beaten off the park, quite frankly. Look at these scores. The goalkeeper, 6.3. Guehi, 6.4. Peterson, 6.1. Arwell Davis, 6.1. Valesso, 6.2. Musiala, 6.3. And I'm going to throw the water bottle. That was far from what I was expecting. Although I do accept responsibility, I may have given City a little bit too much respect. It could also be that the game wants to level out the playing field here. You just don't know. I just hope it hasn't switched me off. 6 weeks. Yeah, Guardiola's bound to be delighted. We've lost after 7 games unbeaten. I mean, I'm going to take responsibility for that. Giving them too much respect. The next time we play them, I'm going to attack them and see if that's the best way to go about it. Lons, I'm pretty sure we are going to get back into winning ways now. And I've just been looking before coming on air at how many of these players are important players. There's too many of them. And we need to... I don't know why I'm giving them a rest. They don't deserve it. Should be double training. But I can't afford to wear them out. Shazavari was also shocking when he came on. They were all poor, absolutely poor. I was going to move them all to the under-21s, but probably well-deserved, if you ask me. I still think we are going to be challenging for the title at the end. I'm going to put that down to an FM blip. It's interesting that I did try several variations. That worries me, of the lines, and nothing seemed to work. So that worries me a little bit. And I'm wondering if the switch has gone. And I'm going to do my 5 top ways to be successful in FM video very soon. And one of them is beware of the switch. And if the switch happens, go on holiday. That's the best way to do that. We'll go back to how we normally play now. We'll play with a standard line. And we should be positive against Lens. We should be beating them. Boy. We are still 2 points clear, but we have lost our first game of the season. And this season is not going to be as easy as last season was. And yeah, I may have to now play Musiala as... What I'm actually going to do, because I don't know how to do this. I don't know what the B squad is, so I'm going to use his squad and then adjust it, because he makes the bench. And I don't know how to do that. Because there is apparently a B squad which FM doesn't include, so I don't quite know how to do that. I'm going to play Bajcetic because Tonali was shocking. João Neves is out of his... He's tired, but I have to play him because he's complaining, and if he's tired, that's his own problem. And I am going to play Marcos. No, I can't play Marcos, can I? Yes, I can. Marcos for Guehi, who had a shocker. And also Patterson can play, and Moreno. I do have a problem now with attacking mids because I have 2 attacking mids injured. And I don't have an attacking mid on the bench. So, yes, I do. There's Rian Cresswell. So if those 2 play badly, which of course they will now, I'm going to have to bring on people like Kersey, or whoever he is, in order to... So I'm going to have to tell them, do not have a bad game. This game is relentless. It's obvious because I let 2 attacking midfielders go out on loan. It's now attacking my attacking midfielders. By the time you get to this point in a save, FM is doing whatever it can, whatever it thinks is within the bounds of international law to actually make your save as dire as possible. Let's give him a shot then. Yeah, he's never going to get stronger. No, we don't do any of that stuff. Oh, those will be okay. I don't know anything about what's going on in the back rooms there. We've got to win this. I can't afford to go into a spiral. And we'll go back to how we play normally. Oh, I don't like those red circles. Moreno is fit. I forgot to have a look at how... I'm actually going to take his advice this time. Because I forgot to have a look at how they actually play wing play. So I'm pretty correct in what I set out to do. Standard line for wing play. Of course, it could be tiredness again. If like I've got this big problem where I've got all these important players who want to play every game. Well, I'm going to be punished for that because tiredness, fatigue, call it what you like, is going to be a problem. You can't play every game. Salah plays every game, but he is unique. These players are not unique. They don't have the stamina to play every game. Actually, Salah gets rested in one game around about just after Christmas, doesn't he? He's rested for one game. Or at least that's how it's been in the past. I do notice that Arne Slot is actually taking him off before the end of the game. He didn't look very pleased to be taken off in the 83rd minute today. He was a bit upset. Ah, finally, Siedemar. Let's put us ahead. Maybe changing the team a little bit has helped. And so we are in front. We are in front. Have you noticed my new backlight, guys? I've also got a side light. I've got a new side light. I don't know if you've noticed. When I first put the light on, it was this bright, like yellow orange. It looked like my curtains were on fire in the background. It was quite fun to play with. And I then put a new side light on. I don't know if it makes any difference. It might be it's just cost me a lot of money for no reason. But I did feel I wanted to try to do something with the lighting. I have tried more expensive cameras than the one I use. I have a camera that cost me a lot of money sitting in a box. Unfortunately, this room, the lighting is shocking. And no matter what I try, I cannot get any camera to work properly. And it just keeps jumping about. And so I'm stuck with the webcam that is on the computer. It's the only one that works. And I've got a very expensive camera if anybody wants it, sitting in a box on the table over there. Just horrible, the lighting in here. Maybe you got to move. I don't want to move, though. I hate moving. And I can't lift heavy objects at the moment. So we're not moving. It is what it is, but I've tried to improve the lighting a little bit. Come on, boys. Come on. Shall Nevers have a better game. 2-0. Well, we should be beating... Oh, 1-0. The other one got disallowed. I didn't know it was disallowed. I was yapping around too much. Yeah, Tunkai Salah is unique. And I don't know how he's able to play. He's 32 now, isn't he? How he's able to play every single game. I don't know if he's rested, if he's told not to bother to come to training. But it's kind of like really weird that he can play every single game without looking tired. He doesn't look ever like he's fatigued. He's quite a unique player. Very interesting player. I don't think my important players have got the stamina attribute to be able to play every single game. And FM will punish you anyway if you try to just play a first 11 every game. So it's probably not a good idea in FM. The idea is to try and find a balance. You should only have about 5 or 6, or even less important players. Probably 4 important players, 4 regular starters, and the rest squad players. But then you're not going to win multiple trophies in a season with that. Shazavari is playing well. Neves is playing well. Lawns are not doing anything really. But still not good enough. Only 2 chances created. But you know me. A win's a win. You reckon an Egyptian curse of immortality? I think if they don't sign him, he's going to be a huge loss. Talk about Rodri and Manchester City, but you take Salah out of that Liverpool side, the amount of goals he's involved in, the goal involvements, you take him out of that side, they're going to be a different team. They won't be scoring as many anymore. Now, come on, boys. I might have to play Badgetic a little bit more because he's come in as an important player as well. We get away with it for half a dozen. That's a poor pass. Who was that? That was Moreno. But he did rescue the situation. Fair play. Yeah, Tunkai, and you take him out of that. I guess he could go in his current condition, probably 2 more seasons where he won't be affected. He'll slow up when he gets to 35, I guess. But I think he's got 2 more seasons in him. I think Liverpool just don't want to pay him any more money. I think if I was the manager of Liverpool, I'd be trying to hammer out a new contract without any hesitation. I can't believe the board would be prepared to lose him for a few quid. Go on, Neves. Making hard work of this, boys. Let's demand more. You're making far too much hard work out of this. The goalkeeper's playing well, though. Possibly, Andy. That's why they can't afford him. And you can imagine, like, Salah turning up for Real Madrid at Anfield and playing against Liverpool for Real Madrid. How awful that will be. I think I'm just going to go and ask my assistant to just have a look at that. because they are coming back into the game. They do have a chance. Well, that's the first highlight we've actually seen from them. They've had 3 opportunities, none on target, which is good news. Our focus is stopping them going down the flanks, which hopefully we seem to have done. Wing play is the easiest to play against of all the styles. But you just got to be careful your defenders don't make outrageous, stupid decisions and then go and give a goal away when you're only 1-0 up. And another miss. I'm a bit concerned about the form of Gray. He is due to go out of form, I guess. At times like this, I wish I hadn't put Kumalo out on loan. We're just going to have to battle all these games out. It's getting into the tough Christmas period now. Neves is absolutely out. Landerson can come on for him. Jesus Abba probably needs a rest, so Guehi can come on for him. Didn't realise both of those boys were on yellow cards. Bajcetic is also tired. Yoro can come on for Bajcetic. And Musiala is tired, but I need him to stay on. Moreno is also tired. Dare I put Peterson on there? I'm going to put him on an attack duty. Get him out of the way of the defence. I don't want him defending. So yeah, I mean, if they do get rid of... it's just very odd what's going on here. If they do get rid of Salah, then I think Liverpool are going to suffer big time. Musiala is now very tired. Oh boy. There is the problem that I have. Well, Ryan Caswell can come on. Let's put him on support. The very odd shape going on the field, and we've not seen that. I'm not quite sure why the number 10 is holding hands with the striker up front. I know they're friends, but that is inexcusable. Haven't seen that going on. They're trying too hard to get that second goal. He's pushing too far forward, maybe. Maybe I need to put him on a support duty. But Shazavari may play differently. Are we going to get the second goal, boys? Yes, we are. It's Ryan Caswell. I think he's just 17 years old. FM is like, just does my head in. I've got world-class players who are out of form. I bring on a 17-year-old, and almost with his first touch, he just drives one into the bottom corner. That's FM for you. How old is Caswell? Let's have a look. He's 18 years old. And serves me right for not playing the youth. That is FM for you. You've got to rotate. Even if it means I still can't get over this. Or is it this one who's hanging back a bit? I'm going to put the Segundo Volante on a support duty. It's probably too late now. But I think they're all too high up the pitch. And they need to sort themselves out a bit. Penalty. Oh! That was a pretty neat overhead kick, but lacked power. I cannot say now that I have not seen one of those scored. And for weeks I've been saying I've never seen an overhead kick go in, but I have seen one now. It was happened in the Ipswich save. Unfortunately, not for us, but for the opposition. The opposition player scored a wicked overhead kick. Went in at the near post. Goalkeeper was a bit off, but it was a super strike. And another missed opportunity. We're not actually firing very well. I need to get this number 10. He's already on support. Why is he so far up? Is it Siedemar? Let's put Siedemar on support as well. It's really far up the pitch. Put them both on support. You ain't getting anything going route 1 like that. If my defence was high, you might, but not with a standard line of defence. So it does look like a job comfortably done, but not in the way I would have wanted this. I would have expected 4 or 5 against Lens. But we do have a chance. Into the box now, into the box. Nope, still not going to get it. Come on, keep it going forward. Come on, Yoro, keep it going forward. Not backwards. But we'll take a 2-0 win. Sometimes, you know, you have to grind things out. I'm just going to say it was a good win. I'm not going to tell them they played well because they didn't. Who are Parthenope? Who are Parthenope? Has my real names has been knocked out again? This is weird. Why? There's been another update. Because every time there's an update, my mod for the real name and badges gets knocked out. So there has been another update. And I think FM needs to stop doing that because I don't want them. Ask me if I want an update. So I'm going to have to reinstall the mods again. They need to stop doing that. That annoys me. I pay for a game and I'll tell you if I want you to put a new version on the top. Kamalo had a really good game. And they're experimenting. That's what they're doing. They're experimenting. And they've got people playing it with the new update. They're experimenting for FM25. I don't want you to experiment on my game. I'm doing quite well. Oh, what is going on here? 5 days, I'm still going to give them a rest. Because my squad is getting a little bit depleted now. They can have a day off. I wonder why that mod... Well, there's only one reason. Every time there's an update, you have to reinstall the mods. That's the only reason. So they think they can be sneaky and you'll not know about it. So what have they done? Have they... Is that why I lost to Manchester City? Because of an update? Well, Leeds are not very good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try something different against Leeds. I'm going to push the line up to higher. We're going to trigger press more. We are going to counter press now. And we are going to try and get at teams a little bit more. Be a little bit braver. I know I'm going to leave space at the back, but hopefully it will encourage our players to be a bit more creative and score more goals. But I have a funny feeling doing this, we're going to lose against Leeds. And I think that there's been an update, and if I lose against Leeds, then I'm pretty sure it's the update that will have done it. I'm going to have to change the way I play completely. Ryan Caswell can become a double top, a top player. He's got good attributes for 18, it has to be said. Attacking mid, centre mid on attack. He probably needs more game time, this boy. Neves' recent form, it's not bad actually. It's that game in there. Okay, whatever, let's upset him. Ramirez, I can't praise him because of that game in there where he got 6.3. I can't say you've been playing well. And unfortunately, that's what I did with Neves. And he had, I think, a 6.3 in that game. So that's probably why he reacted like he did. I don't know what's wrong with him, because even if I'd had a bad game in that run of 4, and the manager comes up to me and says, I think you've been playing well recently, I'm not going to tell him to mind his own bloody business. I think I've had a dreadful run. I'm just going to say thank you very much. And then think to myself quietly, well, I wonder why, because I had a bad game. I don't quite understand that. The reasoning, I think, behind it, although you never know, but the reasoning I think behind it is to do with the player's own standards. Oh, stream is lagging. Yeah, it looks like my internet connection's gone. Let me just check it. Let me just check it. Download is perfect. So download is perfect. Upload is probably poor. Wonder why. Yeah, the upload speed has totally gone. At least temporarily. Although it's 4, so it should recover. Hopefully it's going to recover. Siedemar, we need to tell him off. But yeah, as I said, the only explanation I can think of for why a player gets upset is that his standards are higher than that he needs to be praised probably with 8s rather than 7.5s. Who is this guy? And why should he be playing with finishing of 8? Composure of 9. I don't think we're going to do that. But we are going to try and make some changes here. Dom Baker, for example. And he can come onto the bench. Peterson can come back in. And also Arwell Davis. And they better play better than last time. Look at them. He's a 4.5 star. He's a 4 star. They better not have too many bad games. Guehi can come in for Aber this time. Landerson can play for Neves. And it might be interesting. Where's he gone? Where is that boy gone who just scored? The 18-year-old. That's Ryan Caswell. I'm going to give him a game. Who the heck is Callum Gate? And Musiala, how many games has he played recently? Off 64, off 75. His form is poor. I'm going to try him again, Musiala, because Gray needs a break. Hopefully the stream is back. I've got excellent condition. So I'm going to give this Ryan Caswell a run out. And see how that goes. Actually, I'm going to also... I should have Guevara here. Guevara can play for Marcos, which means I can rest Jesus Abba. So we'll rotate a little bit and we'll play in a highly aggressive way. And just try and take Leeds by surprise. Are we home or away? We're not playing in that bunch of fixtures. We could go second here. Oh, you're kidding me. But he's on the bench anyway. In fact, he's not on the bench. He's actually been rested, hasn't he? Well, he can spend his rest in hospital. Yeah, I actually generally like developing youngsters, Tunkai. It's quite, but I can't. I want to win the Champions League, so it's not the objective here. I'm just trying to get in. Oh no, we're still just about top of the league. Manchester United have closed the gap on goal difference, so we need to get some sort of result against Leeds to go 3 points clear. We were 2 points clear, so 3 points clear will be better. This save now has become about just getting as good a player in as you possibly can. I've still got 111 million, and so I do intend to buy somebody in the winter break. No, I don't think we'll be playing him with a bruised foot. And I think we go with that. Do I want him to be on a support duty? I'm going to start him on a support duty. We're going to put Peterson on attack. And start because he was really... You have selected 3 substitutes outside the match squad. I didn't, the assistant did. So he can go out. And Kersey can go out. And actually, I want Cooper on the bench and not Ben Beck. And we need to get rid of one more. Possibly Euro. That's interesting. So Patterson, Moreno, Neves, Euro. Yeah, it's the... I need to take out a defensive mid. That's why. And then Shazavari can come out. That's what I need to do. Okay, we're done. Let's go and play Leeds. And I don't know. Have I made the right decision here? I don't know. Still rotating a little bit. But going much more attacking. We're the favourites. And I was expecting to see a solid defence. I don't often say I'm expecting to them, but they haven't been playing well. So it is about time that we expected something. I've no idea who to mark in this Leeds team. I don't think they're very good. I don't think I should be particularly panicking. And then Leeds immediately play through my press. For a team that has got all the attributes for pressing, and actually, and I will, people watching my videos will know that I tell them that is the most dangerous button in FM. Don't do it. Because all teams just seem to be able to play around your press. It could be somebody from the Vanarama North and they'll still be able to play around your press. It's the most dangerous button because you get pulled out of shape. 3 or 4 of your players up front are not in the game. Where was the little pass along the 6-yard box there? These boys are not playing very well at the moment. They are not playing very well. Little pass along the 6-yard box, we'd have scored. We should all be fit. 2 shots, none on target. Still a bit bunched here, aren't we? The attacking mid on the right is a time. Put him on support. It's very bunched. We've got to be winning this game. Lovely pass. Come on, Davis. 1-0. It's going to be a fullback who scores. 1-0. Get in. Nelson Welper. Never heard of him. Is he like a young kid, is he? Nelson Welper. Never heard of him. I mean, I love developing Kumalo, as you boys know. Kumalo was like 15 years old when he got into the first team at Sundowns. So it's, yeah, bringing on a youngster and finding a youngster yourself and then watching him become like world class is brilliant. Like we have some players here like Don Baker, Shazavari. They have so much potential, whether they'll actually make it. But we have found them in the reserves, and whether or not they can make it, who knows. Ryan Caswell is another one. So much potential. 4 shots, 1 on target. I don't like, even though we're 1 up. I don't like that. I wonder if is it because Leeds are sitting back. But our lines are quite high as well, which probably is not a good thing. And it probably will mean that we should score more goals, but we're going to be leaky at the back. Check him in your Ipswich save. Is it why? Does he play for Ipswich? My philosophy, Tunkai, is that I never... I mean, I've had so many recommended players, I'd never have to scout anyone. But oh God, he's done it again. Who is that? Musiala. He's out of form as well as Gray. Both out of form. I never actually like go for recommendations from people. I would have so many. I've got so many recommendations and good players. They have to turn up in my scouting list. There is something wrong. 5 shots, 1 on target. Let's demand more. Musiala is wasteful, although he is on a 7.2. Again, 6-1 is not good, and it might be because Leeds are sitting back a bit. Maybe. Okay, so there is something I need to do. We'll probably come back into a mid-block just to see if that solves the problem of our shots on target. Let them come out a little bit. I also think that I'm going to go back to dribble less, and I'll do that at half time. It may be that we're carrying the ball too much and not passing it enough, so we'll go back to dribble less. Coming off the press made why are you nervous? Oh, because he's young. I need to just probably, yeah, shooting's not been good enough, and I probably need to tell him, don't worry about it. Cedarmar's not been good enough. Actually, 6.6, we won't pick on him. Ryan Caswell, you're playing well. Keep going. Build him up a little bit. He's not playing very well, but build him up a little bit. The others, it's not the best episode that we've ever had this so far. Maybe we're just going to have to grind out results. We're not playing very well, are we? According to the ratings, though, we're playing really well. Here's a big chance coming up. Well, that was about as easy as it comes to get round my defenders then. I do not believe he's that good. I'm going to blame the update, because something is not working here today. I mean, it just went past everybody. We haven't suddenly become that bad. Let's berate them. That was dreadful. We've got another shot on target, so we might have solved that problem a little bit. We need more shots on target. Now's a chance. It's Arwell Davis again. Thank goodness I've got him at left back. He's gone and scored again. I need to be telling them in the dressing room, the forwards, I'm going to put him up top soon. This is weird. What's going on? I think that going back into the mid-block helped, but why that guy was able to go around us like we weren't even on the pitch, I don't know. Let's put it down to sometimes the opposition cause you problems. Let's just put it down to that. Where is he? He's not even on the pitch anymore, is he? Mutiara or something he was called. He's not even there, unless he goes under a different name. He doesn't exist. He's not even in the entire squad. Unless he goes under a different name. That's probably him. Only sign him as a last resort. He can't be that good then. Well, who the heck was that? His name was Mutiara. And he doesn't exist. They've brought somebody on who doesn't exist. That's cheating as far as I'm concerned. Oh boy. Now, why is this happening? You see, Don Baker has gone and swapped with Cedarmar. And I've just switched this off. I switched it off, and it's not being told to swap with anyone. This is broken. Before the next game, I have to make sure that those are off, and then keep an eye on it. That's broken. Don't ever do that, because it's broken. We're totally dominating them. They are looking to get behind us. So I'm going to go into a standard line, because I don't want them to get behind us. I just wish I knew who that bloke was. This is chronic. I'm going to blame the update, because things are not right here. They've made a little change there. Ooh. You don't want anybody type marked. It's because he's saying they're all too tired. They don't need to be. I'll go along with that. Siedema, dreadful. Now let's go to this now. None. None. Even so, when I make a substitution in game, it's not being affected until I have a look next time. 2 nervous players, 1 apprehensive. Okay, well, we can't have nervous players on the pitch. Dom Baker is nervous. The Velociraptor will come on. Now let's just check that we don't have... Yep, none. And I'm going to leave him on, Ryan Caswell. He's not playing too bad. Because I'm going to have to make changes for tired players later. I'm absolutely convinced something's happened because of the update. And yeah, I know there's been an update because it's knocked all my mods out. Which is another job for later. I've got to go and install them again. Or I might not bother, because if they're experimenting, they might do it again next week. Come on then, counter-attack now, we're away. Come on, Musiala, you've been out of form, do something. Go on, Craswell, show him how to do it. Well, that's not the way. Oh, come on, boys. It's only Leeds. The Velociraptor. Not been particularly impressed with Badgetic. I was expecting a little bit more from him. He's going to have to start playing soon. Otherwise, he's going to start complaining. Oh, wait, I'm an important player here. Oh, hit the post. It's just not happening. It's been better, though, since I adjusted the line to standard. It's been much better. We're getting some goal highlights now, in the penalty highlights. Standard line obviously is working better for this team. Which is quite surprising because they are very good defenders. So why they should have to play with a standard line doesn't make sense. Maybe they're not as good as I think they are. Maybe there are better defenders out there than Jesus Abba. Certainly probably is more better defenders than Guehi. No, chance. Oh, he's put it wide again. Caswell. We could end up drawing this game unless I'm careful. Unless I am very careful, and I've got now one of these two. Peterson. We'll have to do the most running. I'm not getting many highlights, but I can see where they're attacking. I can see we've got the match momentum. Since I put the guy on support and also the Volante on support, the shape of the team has been a lot better. And that also is something I think that the update might have done, because prior to this episode, the shape of the team has been absolutely brilliant. Why it was all lopsided suddenly, I don't know. But putting the Volante on a support duty and also the right-hand attacking mid on support seems to have sorted the shape out again. But 3-1, that's all because I went to standard line. Which doesn't make any sense to me, really, because they don't have any pace. I can see how the shape is better. It's not quite right yet. And even on a support duty, he's quite high up the pitch, this Volante. It's better. It's much better than it was. They're not holding hands anymore. Come on, come on. Make it 4. And it is 4. And it is Caswell. This boy deserves more game time. He's done it again. Even though he was nervous, he's done it again. We might have found a little beauty here. Little header at the front post. We might have found a little gem. 4-1. I wasn't expecting that. Could be 5 yet. Wasn't expecting that. The way things have been going. That's it, 4-1. That should take us 3 points clear then. Yeah, that takes us 3 points clear. That's where we deserve to be. Liverpool 1. Newcastle beat Leeds 4-1. That's a shocker. Evening, FM Academy. How you doing, my friend? It's been a pretty good day. How was your day? A pretty good day. So let's, how many days is it? Oh, we got a League Cup match. I don't want to be in this. It means nothing to me. Although a trophy is a trophy. It really doesn't make any sense to be in that competition. Nobody cares. The board don't care. The fans care, though, I guess. The fans care. Family time. It's always good. Good food, good wine, all that kind of stuff, yep. So now we have Southampton and West Ham. These are the two games we should win easy. I really think that this team plays best with a standard line. Control possession, but I have to play a higher line here. Southampton are playing a control possession. I don't have a team good enough to play control possession. Are they nuts? Are they absolutely bonkers? Need the team report. Control possession, huh? They're a championship team then. Okay, you want to play control possession? You play control possession. Up to you. You got to, I mean, the other thing is that when you go to the data hub, and I've been thinking about this a lot, go to this and it says tend to play. And that might mean that they play against me in a very different way. So that just because they tend to play doesn't mean that they're going to play that way. They might think that, what was that about Veloso? Yeah, he's getting game time. He's been an absolute idiot as well. He's rubbish. He's getting game time. What am I supposed to do apart from that? I'd like to sign him. I think I want to bring him in the window. He's not great, but as a wing back on support, he'll be just fine. And if he comes in as a squad player, that'll be useful. I wouldn't mind signing him. Ah, here we have the reports. Now, the thing is with this report is that they're probably quite high up in the championship. This report is about their championship performance. And the fact that they tend to play with a control possession game, I'll probably find that they're going to play route 1. So we're going to come back to a mid-block with a standard line. This is how this team likes to play. It doesn't like playing high up the pitch. I think that's good enough. So we'll play the way that we have been playing. I don't think they're going to be good enough to play control possession against us. He wants to play this Waiklate and Mike Perry, but we're not doing that. Although we could find another. So I am going to play Ryan Caswell. He deserves another shot. He's got 2 goals in 2 games. Neves and Tonali. I want to play Yoro a little bit more so Yoro can come in. And Guevara, give them some game time. And Guehi at wing back. You're having a laugh. I've got tons of... I don't need to play him at wing back. Who played in the last game? I think it was... I don't think he played in the last game, did he? No. So Patterson and Moreno can start. Don't need to play Guehi, Aber, and we can give these boys a rest. Yoro has come in at centre back. He does mess up the bench, doesn't he? There's no wing backs on the bench. I think probably Bajcetic needs to play more, but Tonali, I think, is getting a bit upset, isn't he? Agreed playing time, important player. I wonder if I change it, how he will, react to that. Let's go to regular starter. Probably not going to like it very much. because I have to be playing Badgertich. He's getting old, Tonali. Neves wants to play every game. Carioca, what's he doing on the bench? He's out for 10 days. And Arwell Davis can come on the bench for Carioca. Landerson probably also needs to play. So I'm going to play Landerson for Neves, and Neves is just going to have to accept the League Cup is not for him. And Castro, Valesso, and then we have to do something about those boys up top. Siedemar. And Gray didn't play in the last game, so I think he can play in this one. He played 20 minutes, so he can play in this one. To give us that threat up front. I'm not having Parry up there. So then we have Neves, Tonali, Shazavari. Really struggling for forwards at the moment. Where's Musiala? And Musiala. As well as Dom Baker. It's going to be. They keep throwing Garnacho at me. I'm not interested at all in signing him. Even though he's a Man United player, I'm really not interested. Pleased with the playing time. Was expecting more. He's played every game since he asked. Hopes the team, someone will make an offer of 62 mil. I will be sad to lose Yoro. He's a good utility player. I would say if you're going to be playing a tiki-taka, if it's a standard tiki-taka, you'd need to play with a higher line, because they're going to... I would start with the standard line, because with a standard tiki-taka, you don't know whether they're going to focus down the middle or the flanks. If they're playing with a vertical tiki-taka, they're going to play narrower. So I would then push the line up. You need to stop them playing in the middle of the pitch. That seems to be the way FM wants to do it. And, I mean, I don't know what these bozos are actually going to end up playing as. I don't think they're going to play a control possession. And so I'm not going to believe that piece of information. They're a championship side, and they're not going to dominate the game against me. I am going to go down the middle this time. And I think that's a good enough team to be winning in the EFL Cup against a championship team. However, FM might have different interpretations. Everything, I mean, I'm absolutely certain now, everything that you do is to do with the lines. When I dropped the defensive line to a standard line, we went from 2-1 to 4-1 against Leeds. It's getting those lines right is absolutely essential. Absolutely essential. Going to stop him playing. Not so much him. Does he have a long shot? Nah. Nothing to write home about. Dingwell is a good player. He's been on my radar for some time. They're all happy, ready to go. Let's go then, boys. Do I want to really panic if we get knocked out here by a championship team? Yes. If we get knocked out by the likes of Liverpool or Arsenal, no problem. But the embarrassment of having to go to the press after Southampton beat you, don't want that. So I want these boys to win. So once I work out, and I can immediately see they're going down the flanks. Now that is not controlled possession. There would be more of a spread. And they maybe are playing a control possession. Who knows? And maybe they are brilliant at it, better than Manchester City. Who knows? But it doesn't look like it to me. Come on, Seedemar. Come on. There's a break on here. There's loads of players bursting a lung to get up there. But it came to nothing. I watched, which game was it? It was the Chelsea game. When I watched, somebody broke down the left in the Chelsea game. And Cole Palmer ran from his own penalty spot. He sprinted to the penalty spot of the opposition. And I don't know who it was, but just let go an outrageous shot from the most stupid angle. And Cole Palmer just stood on the penalty spot and just hands on the hips. He was like, what did I do that for? And he would have scored. Had he passed the ball to him, he would have scored. So, sometimes these footballers do strange things. Like, I was always taught at school, pass the ball. The ball will do more work than you will. And they are playing control possession, and they are playing down the middle. And so I'm going to have to push that line up a little bit to deal with them. It's surprising me that they think they can take me on with a control possession with the players I have at my disposal. You've got to be a really good team to play this. Not a Mickey Mouse outfit. We're giving them tons of space. Oh boy, he's offside though. You can't play control possession when you're Southampton and beat me, because they are absolutely hammering me at the moment. Despite the fact you can see they're playing a control possession, even though they can't pass the ball and they haven't got the possession, but they are stretching the game very wide. And this is very worrying, and also have an ability to play down the middle. So I think I have to push up higher and try to play the game in their half. I think that's the only thing. Dingwell is being a menace. Oh, let's just pass it back to him. I think we can't allow them to do this. Look, they are absolutely destroying us. But then I have got a really rotated team. There's only 2 players who are first team players in there. Badjatic is probably a first team player. We've got to be higher up the pitch, I think. And yeah, I still think I need to close off the space in front. So the other option to stop this nonsense is to go into a low block. And if that's a silly thing to think about doing, but it's an FM thing. If I go into a low block, I'm going to stop them playing down the middle. Give them absolutely no space in the middle of the pitch at all. You can see a control possession that is represented perfectly by what they're doing, except they can't keep possession. And there you go. It's all about lines, guys. It's all about lines. And the minute I go back into a low block, we score. Isn't that weird? Yeah, FM Academy, I've just adjusted. I just reasoned it out in my head. and out loud that I had to stop them playing through the middle. And I needed a high line, and the only way to actually compact that space now was to actually go into a low block. And suddenly we scored. So, yeah, it's absolutely the right thing to do. Adjust the lines all the time, and you will get there in the end. But what you've got to watch is that they don't change the way that they're playing. Even though we scored from a corner, it doesn't matter. The fact is we scored. So you make the adjustment and then the game changes in your favour. I mean, it's actually quite good to see Guevara getting game time. To see, like, Ryan Caswell getting game time, scoring 2 goals. And giving the first team a break. Abba hasn't played for 2 games. Okay, so we've only created 1 opportunity. But that's okay. We're playing in a low block now. And the idea was I have to stop them first. And you can see now how we won that second ball there. Because they don't have any space anymore in the middle. Yeah, we've closed that space off completely. They can't play in there anymore. Except we're still not functioning very well. The line is too high. They're still getting behind me. So we'll go to a standard line. They are very good at control possession. They are very, very good at it because they can come down the flanks. They can go through the middle. And they have stopped us playing completely. Their press has stopped us playing completely. Go on, Valesso. Go on, son. The Velociraptor on the charge. Oh, I can't expect Cresswell to score. Badgetic needs to ease off the tackles as well as Landerson. We've been a bit too heavy-handed in there. They have totally dominated us. What I think I might do is stop playing out of defence, because obviously we can't. Their press is too good for us. Southampton of the Championship. We'll wait on that for a second. If we can get the second goal, that'll be good. That was poor from Moreno. Badgetic is injured. I could see that coming. They are an outstanding football team. They should be in the Champions League spots in the Premier League. I could see it coming. He's not that badly injured. He just decided to have a sit down. Okay, let's go and ask my assistant first what he thinks. This could be a defeat coming up here. This could be a defeat. We're getting a lot of injuries this season, especially as I've got a small squad. Need to demand more. They are an exceptionally good football team, Southampton, I've got to admit. I'm not going to panic from this low block because we're getting heavily beaten. We just have to get bodies behind the ball now because we are not as good as Southampton. We've been absolutely hammered. They haven't had the possession, though. But I guess when they have had the possession, they have been able to play it around. And there's another ball over the top. And they've scored again. Are they playing now? I'm going to take that out. I'm going to go more direct. I think that's what I need to do. Going to go into a mid block, go more direct. This is, well, whatever happens, it doesn't matter. Look at these ratings. We've been outclassed by Southampton. Look at this. It's terrible. And that's not control possession. That is direct counterattack. So maybe I've been fooled. So we'll go to a more direct counterattack style. Maybe I've been totally fooled. Maybe it's just because I rotated the team. Which one is playing badly? Valesso. Why is he up there? See, it's done it again. I'm not impressed with this game now. There's a glitch. There is an absolute glitch going on, and they've done a download. This should not be happening. Now I don't know what I've done. Let's undo everything. This should not be happening. The game is cheating. I've turned that off I don't know how many times. See? It's gone back on again. I don't even have it. There it is. I have turned that off. How many times? The game is cheating. That's that download that they've done. Has messed everything up. I'm not happy. It's messed. It's totally knocked out. Look at the shape of this nonsense. Now I've got no idea what to do. Right, let's put him on attack. Moreno supposed to be on attack and it keeps changing it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to update it after this defeat because the game is cheating. Then I'm going to save the game. I'm going to set the game. And then I don't know what I'm going to do. It's really doing my head in this. This is just beyond a joke. They are experimenting and I am not happy. I did not give them permission to experiment with my game. If it has gone back to those swapping, then I might even just abandon the save because this is ruined. Even if you go on and win this now, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It's absolutely ruined. The shape, I noticed the shape was all wrong. It's just ruined. They're experimenting for FM25 and they download an update and they don't tell you. And they should ask me, do you want to have a download? And I'll tell them, no, thank you. Very kind of you, but stuff it. And even if I win this, I'm not going to be happy. which we're not going to do because too much has happened now. And I don't believe that Southampton can dominate this team anyway. But it's what the game wants. The game is going to get what it wants. Absolutely furious now. Furious because I've got to reinstall all my mods again. That's the first thing. Furious because now what we were doing is not working anymore. Because they have to experiment. They have to experiment with my game. Don't experiment with my game. Experiment with your own games. I don't want any more downloads. Get it, SI? Stuff them. I do not want any more downloads. Do not knock my mods out of my system. And stop what I was doing from working while you're at it. Because you need to experiment with something. Do it on your own bloody games. I'm really annoyed now. The daily walks, they're okay. The weather is has been a bit against me, Andy. But I did one yesterday. But when the weather's against you, then I'm just going to make myself sick if I go out in the wind and rain. And you know what the Great British weather is like in November? Couldn't hit a barn door if it fell on us, could we? At the moment. That's twice they've been berated. I've never had to do that in this save. Something's gone wrong. Something's gone seriously wrong with this. And stop. I just tell them, stop messing with my game. I've paid good money for it and I do not give you permission to mess with my game. My money has value, SI. It's not something you can play with. You update, ask me, and I'll say no. Other people will say yes. I won't. I think we've hit the post and bar about 6 times as well, haven't we? I'm absolutely furious now. It's probably a good time to end the stream, isn't it? Is he at striker again? He is. It's changed it again. It's changed. Oh, shit. It's changed it again. This is just cheating. I just took all this nonsense off. It says none. It says none. And the Velociraptor has gone to striker again. Well, if the game wants to bloody cheat, that's up to the game, isn't it? There's nothing I can do about it. This is one big experiment that SI are doing, and it's screwing everything up. I don't give a bloody monkeys that they're in a mess for FM25. That is not my fault. But messing about with my game is your fault and you need to stop doing it. Oh, we've hit the post for about the 7th time now. I'm furious now. Absolutely furious. No, you give the. I made that instruction a long time ago, and then I took it off. I remember I forgot to take it off and noticed it in the game one time, and then took it off. But it's actually I took it off in this game, and then later on it was back on again. Musiala, even though the instruction wasn't on, they had changed. The instruction wasn't even on, but they had changed position. And that, as far as I'm concerned, is cheating. The game does cheat. The game just makes a nonsense of itself and cheats. And that is cheating. I'm keeping an eye on that now. But I've had to do it twice in this game. And then when the second time I had to change them over, the instruction wasn't even on. It said none. So it was just doing it anyway. They have screwed this game up. I know they have done an update. Because you know that because it knocks the mod out. Because all your mods are gone. So my mods are gone. As soon as I see Parthenope, I don't even know who they are. Then I know my mods are gone. So that means that they have done an update. And once again, they are experimenting with FM25 shit that I am not interested in. It is not my fault that they've screwed up FM25. But screwing up my game as a result is not acceptable. And every time this happens, something goes wrong with your save. And they need to just, when they do an update, they need to say, please, would you mind if we update your computer? And you have the opportunity to say, yes, I do mind. I don't want you messing about. You ought to have that option. I have paid money for this game. Good money. And I don't give them permission to do this. And they've screwed up my game again. Screwed it up good and proper. Right, now I am going to go to player. And it's back on as swap player. Right, we will now take it off. He's got none. So he's being told not to swap with anyone, but he's being told to swap with him. So no wonder I'm in a mess. Because one player's coming back. And I noticed, there was a mess of players in this area. So he's swapping, but he wasn't swapping. And that's why in the team thing, I had 3 players all in this area. The whole thing is messed up because they've decided to do another update. That is so wrong. Right, okay, so we've swapped it over now. And I'm now going to save the game. We will save the game now. And then, if it does it again, then it's because they've messed the game up. And also, usually when there is an update, your tactic stops working, which is what's happened here as well. Once the tactic's gone, and that always happens during an update. It happened in the previous Bournemouth save. There was an update and everything stopped working. Just when you'd got it right. Right, this team is getting more and more injuries as well. So we will have to play Tonali and Neves. Tonali will be happy because he gets to play every game now. Right, against West Ham we put the first team in then. Well, what's left of it. Oh, I need to put that because this keeps changing as well. So I'm now going to save the game again because that keeps changing as well. How many times? Okay, so that one's okay. We need to put the first team back in. If I've got a first team left. Patterson, Moreno, Londerson, Lewis, Shazavari, Don Baker, Musiala, and Gray. Badgetic is injured. Guevara is not first team. Wirtz is injured again. It doesn't like me playing Wirtz either. The game doesn't like me playing Wirtz. Lets me play him for half a dozen games, then injures him. But that's standard. I'm absolutely furious now. There must be... I mean, I'm going to complain. I think I'm going to write to SI and tell them to stop doing that. It's absolute stupidity. And I don't give them permission to do it. It's my game, not theirs. I've paid for it. They have no right to interfere with it. They can ask me. Or I need to defend corners against West Ham. If we lose this one, I'm going to ditch the save because they've screwed it up. Screwed it up big time. Every time there's an update. Oh, Neves has decided not to bother training now, has he? I'm really, really angry now. I'm just fuming is the word. Absolutely fuming. Wing play, that's easy. Or should be. But it's not working as it was. My assistant obviously doesn't rate Akim Gray and Musiala. He wants to keep playing Wack Lake, who I've never heard of. Who's he talking about? Some young players, yeah, because I've had I've got another bloody injury. That's why young players are playing. Right, so we have to bring another young player on here. Russell Radcliffe. He can't, it's the other one. Nathaniel Wilson. I have to bring another young player in. I don't want to play Craswell. Why is Craswell in the team? I just took him out. Right, Velociraptor and Cedamar can play in there. Let's try Cedamar in there. It's probably not the greatest. Actually, I might put Shazavari in there. Let's put Shazavari in there. But I'm not happy at all. Things are not working anymore. We're going to get beat by West Ham, aren't we? I think the best thing to do is if we get beat by West Ham, I'll go on holiday and then the assistant will put it right. So one of my 5 tips on what to do, how to win at FM, is if you go into this stupidity, go on holiday and let your assistant sort it out for a couple of weeks. It's just a stupid bonkers update has done this. Why do they have to update to the whole player base? Why can't they just ask people, would you like to be part of our experiment for FM25? And tell them what the experiment is, so that at least they can deal with it. I'm going to go attacking. I think we have to win this one. Now, shall I have a look? None for him. None for him. So if it changes during the match, I might even replay the match, because I'm not prepared to have the game cheat like that and put somebody who can't play up front. And twice it happened in the last game. And I've got my first team out now, attacking. What I haven't done, in all my anger, I have no idea about any of those players. I'm not allowed to do it at the moment. That's another thing. Why am I not allowed to ask the assistant? Now I can ask him. No, I can't. It won't say confirm. It will not allow me to do it. Why? Why am I not allowed? Right, let's try it again. Still can't. I am not allowed to have the assistant do this. Right, okay. Let's stop the game. And let's do it again. No, not allowed. So I'll have to do it myself. Jesus H. Christ. We'll hard tackle him. Not going to do anything with him at the moment, but I'm just going to save time. I'm just going to type mark both of those. Hard tackle him. Close him down. Yep. I'm going to type mark him. And then probably going to type mark him, yeah. It will not allow me to do that anymore. The assistant was changing it. He did change it, Nightcrawler. He changed a couple of the instructions. They've just messed the game up. They've absolutely screwed the game up. And I'm not happy. I need to keep checking that we haven't got players playing out of position again. Yeah, this should be easy to defend against, but they've done something. All that work I've done on lines is not working anymore. It is simply not working. That update they've done is pointless. It's not working anymore. So we are going to ignore the lines nonsense then. All that work I did, and they've screwed it up. And that's why we couldn't beat Southampton, because I was trying to play against them with lines that worked before that now don't work. And so it's pointless trying to play against West Ham in the way that should work, because they've done something. I'm just going to go on bloody holiday for 3 weeks. Because the game is being stupid. I am so annoyed. And do they know how hard it is, how long it takes me to install all those mods? And every time they update, it knocks them out. I don't even know if I've got them. Still got them. I've got to download them again. I don't know where to find them from. Yeah, something's gone wrong big time here. Since the very first game of this episode, something has been wrong. It's just awful. Absolutely awful. We had this sussed. We had it absolutely sussed. We couldn't lose to anyone. We were using the lines perfectly. What this update has done, I don't know yet. But it's knocked that out. So all the advice I've ever given everybody about lines, forget it. Doesn't work anymore. I'm going to have to experiment on it tomorrow. It just doesn't work anymore. Well, that's a blow. I'm going to have to go into both of those videos and say, please don't take this advice in the description. In all of the games that I've played tonight, the lines have not worked. Of course, it could be the switch. When your instructions don't work, it could be just the switch. That is part of coded into this, that it switches you off for five or six games where things just don't work. So it could be just the switch, but there's been an update as well. This looks possibly like the switch. And I'm often tempted to do the opposite of what you should do in the switch. To play like direct passing. To play much higher up the pitch. In fact, well, let's do it. I'm just so fed up with them. So the opposite of what you want them to do. I want them to play fairly narrow, so play fairly wide. I don't want them to pass into space or to play out of defence. So we'll go more direct passing. That's the opposite. We won't play work the ball into the box. We'll play dribble less. We'll counter press. And we push the lines up higher. So that's kind of like the opposite of how you want them to play. Because I want them to play with a short passing, high tempo. Maybe I should lower the tempo, but I can't with a direct passing game. So do the opposite of what I want them to do, and that'll prove the switch is on. Because with the switch, what you want them to do, the instructions, they don't listen to. So if we actually get them to play in the way I don't want them to, they'll play in the way I do want them to, if you see the logic. So now they'll pass the ball shorter. They won't counter press. They're probably at the moment, because I've said get stuck in, so they're probably at the moment staying on their feet. So I need to take that off as well. So we shall see. Oh, and it might not make a difference, because once you have the switch, and I've had the switch so many times now, there's nothing you can do, and that's why I've just made that video and said go on holiday, there's nothing you can do. When you come back in 4 games, the assistants put it right. Well, there's a bit of dancing going on in the corner flag there. I think it has been an update. They're messing with the graphics. There was dancing going on there. I do not give them permission to do this. Why are they allowed to do it? It should be illegal. They're messing with my game. Now, in fact, if I want them to play attacking, I should play defensive, shouldn't I? So let's make that switch. We'll go defensive, and then they should play attacking. Not very defensive, just defensive, because if I go very defensive, they'll go very attacking. Put him on attack. It's just like, let's screw this up. I really don't care. At least those two haven't moved position yet. Offside. And if I don't want them to press, I should be having them press. So I've got that on, haven't I? Because you can see they're not pressing, and I've got press, counter press on, but they're not pressing. Nobody's going anywhere near them. So I've often thought, just do the opposite, because I don't want them to press, so tell them to press. See, they're not pressing, but I've got counter press on, and a high trigger press as well, but there's no press there. Hopefully we should see some shorter passing now. But they're actually slowing it down because I've got high tempo on. So I actually should have it at a slower tempo, although they are going a bit more direct. So are they starting to listen? Let's go back to shorter passing, higher tempo. So maybe I should have the counter attack off. because I want them to counterattack. So if I take the counterattack off, that should make them counterattack. So let's take counterattack off, and that should make them counterattack them. So I've got them playing with a much higher line, and we're defending the wide play much better than with the standard line. Oh, for goodness sake, boys. I just don't believe it. I'm not going to put the mods back in. We're just going to have the Parthenopes for the rest of FM24. I'm fed up of them doing this. If somebody wants to come around my house and reinstall my mods, then please go ahead and update my game. But don't make me do it just because you're messing around. And now we're in a situation where my team just cannot play football. It looks like the switch is off. So we are playing defensive, but we are really taking the game to them. It's not bad for a team playing defensive, but he can't play football anymore. I have to sell him. His first touch is absolutely dreadful. He's 3 times he's done that. His first touch is 16, and 3 times he's done that in 5 minutes. For a defensive team, though, we're actually attacking quite a lot. And our players are very high up the pitch for a defensive team. It's the switch. The switch has gone. Okay, so we just have to see it out. And now when did I put this on full match as well? Did I touch it? No. But I can guarantee you it's on full match. Who did that? Who actually did that? It wasn't me. No, you can tell he's not going to score with one of those. So we've gone defensive and we've suddenly stolen all the match momentum. We're counter-pressing, which we don't like, which is much more effective. Because actually we're not counter-pressing. I got both of them on attack. Yeah, I got both wing backs on attack. Defensive. Might be time to change the tactic. Definitely time to change the tactic. Let's go back to what we were doing. I don't care anymore. I hate it when the game cheats. I do hate it when the game cheats. Well, I'm sorry, guys, but I'm going to have to go on holiday for 4 games so that I can sort this out. Because this is sheer, absolute stupidity. Yeah, I don't know what... I mean, I have no idea what they have done with this update. I know they've updated because the mods are gone. If the mods disappear from your files, they've updated it. And it's quite a big update as well. So you just switch it on and suddenly the game's different. And it's because they're doing a lot of it, because my mods have been knocked out twice. Oh God, we've got a red card as well. I don't care, FM. I've gone past caring. Do what you need to do. I don't care. Really don't care. If that's the only way you can do it is to cheat. That's fine. But switching my attackers is just absolutely dreadful. Since I've saved it, though, again, it hasn't done it. This is the first team that could not be beaten. Now they can't play football, and they can't claim tiredness and fatigue. They've all pretty much had 2 games off. So you can't claim tiredness and fatigue, but they cannot play football. It's a forgotten art. They have no idea what they're doing out there. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. No, and also I don't think I have any attacking mids. I only have 1 attacking mid now left. They've got suspended and 2 injured. So I don't have attacking mids left. I knew this season was going to be harder. Oh, he'll throw the water bottle at them again. I don't care if you look stressed. Take responsibility. Strangely enough, it's only my right back out of the defence that's not playing well. 2 chances we've created. 2. I wonder. That might work. Change of system. Try it. Even though we've only got 10 men. Right, now change the system, boys. Oh, I also don't want to play down the... Oh, I don't mind playing down the left. That's why I put the complete wing back on attack there. He will go up down the left. Actually might be a good idea to put him as an inverted fullback. Oh, God. Yeah, just do what you want, FM. I don't care. You can tell I don't care. I just might abandon the save. If the game is going to do this, if they have updated and killed this save now, then I'll abandon it. There is no sense to what is actually going on. Absolutely no sense to it. Absolute nonsense. He doesn't know how to play football anymore, Gray. Neither do the two best forwards in the world. Haven't got a clue what they're doing. I think the Velociraptor might as well just get on a bus and leave town. I can't do anything about him. He has to continue. The goalkeeper is a waste of space suddenly. Oh, I can't do anything with him, can I? Oh, let's do that then. Neves is tired. I might have to try and work out what the game has done. What have they done to it? What have they done? One thing that they've done is ruined my enjoyment of FM. Completely. Completely ruined. They have no right, and I've said this time and time and time again, they have no right to update my game after I have paid for it. They can ask me if I want it updated, but they have no right to do it behind my back. I have paid for a game. They need to ask me if I want a new one. And every time they do update it, it ruins everything that you've done. It totally ruins it. Every time there's an update. And there's so many updates at the moment that they're not even telling you they're updating it. And that's because they are experimenting for FM25. And if it doesn't work, then there'll be another update, and that's why I'm not putting the mods in. And this has just like ruined my save. Totally ruined it. As it did in the Bournemouth save. If you remember, there was an update in that one, and it totally ruined it. Totally ruined it. Because I can't score a goal to save my bloody life. These are the two best strikers probably in the world. And we can't score a goal this time. West Ham are a nothing team who we beat every single time and suddenly are the best team in the world. As were Southampton from the Championship. They have ruined my save. Totally ruined it. I don't even know if I want to buy FM25. Probably a waste of money. It's probably going to be a complete waste of money. Do I want to throw away good money? It's just so annoying. So annoying. When they update it, why can't they ask people? Why can't they say, would you like an update to help us experiment with FM25? Probably because they know most people will say, no, I don't want to. Well, go ahead. Spoil my save. I mean, I don't even care if we come back into this game. I don't care. Game is supposed to be enjoyable, not messed about with. Not messed about with. I see how good West Ham are. We're absolutely slamming them with 10 men. Not allowed to score, though. That's forbidden for the moment. Sorry, the switch is off. Sorry. Not allowed. Very attacking with 10 men. Maybe that's why all my attacking mids are getting injured, because the game is saying you've got to change your tactic, I'm afraid. Because I don't think I can play with the 4-2-2-2 anymore, because I don't have enough attacking mids now. So maybe it's forcing me to change the tactic. It does play dirty. Oh, you're miles offside, sunshine. Ah, well, I think that's it then. I think save abandoned. I don't like it when they do things like this. And they've done it to me time and time and time again in FM24. And it's their own stupid fault that they cannot make FM25. That is not my fault. Stop ruining my game because you can't do your jobs. And next time, ask me if you want to slip an update in. And I don't care that we're still top. Because this is horrible. So yeah, I don't have enough attacking mids. They're all suspended or injured. So I had one sent off. And I can't keep playing him. So I am gonna have to switch. Because I just simply don't have. And I don't have a right winger. I only have one right winger. What about the other one? We could go 3 at the back. Yeah, we'll go 3 at the back next time. Hello, Mark. How you doing? I'm not doing good. There's been an update, and it's screwed up the save completely. And the lines are not working anymore, unfortunately. And I really don't know what to do. If the lines aren't working, then I'm just going to go into key highlights and just play through the season. Yeah, it's now 10:30, Andy. I've had enough, to be honest. I'm going to have to reinstall the bloody mods that they've knocked out again. I'm just furious. But actually, I might play on one more. So thanks, Andy, for coming along. Thanks for supporting us. I can't go to bed with this shit here. So I have to. The game's forced me into changing my tactic. So I'm going to play one more. If I lose that one, then I'm just going to forget. I'm going to abandon the save. Because it's not working. The game is not working anymore. I refuse to do this gross stupidity. So I'm going to play one more. I mean, I know people are probably fed up of me by now. I'll do it on my own if necessary. We have 3 days, so we'll rest them. First off, it attacked my wing backs. Now it's taken out through injury every single attacking mid player I've got, apart from one. It's turned off my strikers. They don't know where the goal is anymore. It's the worst game ever. And I think it's because they update it all the time and they need to leave it alone. It's my game. You cannot update it with your nonsense once I've paid for it. You have to ask my permission. And I'll get a little box that says, do you want to install the update? Yes or no? And I can say, no. Piss off. Experiment on your own games. I have that option, but they won't give it to me. And it's happened so many times in FM24. So many times my mods have disappeared from the folders. And I mean, as you get to level 10, which is what we're in, it's like any other computer game. Level 1, 2, and 3 are really easy. You can maneuver those really easy. They're not that good. That's their own Belgian league. And then suddenly you get to level 10. And then that's when the game starts doing very odd things. And it's... The fact that you've got to level 10 and you're successful means that it has to try and make it extremely hard now. And there is a switch, which happens in seasons 8 onwards, where it just switches. Anything you try to do, it's switched off. It lasts for about 4 or 5 games, and then suddenly it comes back again. And you have some sort of control over what's going on. But there is that switch. That's the first thing it does. The injuries focus on particular areas. So now I haven't got enough attacking mids. I've got to change my tactic. It first targeted my wing backs, and I didn't have enough wing backs. It just kept me with 2 who weren't particularly good. So it just does stupid things at this point. I remember, like, Benfica. I remember sailing along quite easily with Benfica, and then suddenly out of nowhere a 50 million debt appeared. No, not 50, a 500 million debt. Like, we were sailing along in credit, and then the next week we were 500 million in debt. It does stupid things to you at this point. And this because each level is supposed to get harder. That's what it does. And that's and they have updated it. And I know they've updated it because if you look at last time out and look at this one, that doesn't happen. And the second thing that I know is because Parthenon have suddenly appeared again. And I'm like, who the hell are Parthenon? And of course, I don't have enough strikers either. This is bonkers. So Musiala can come here. I am going to play that young boy. Yeah, so I've got no other option. I can play Shazafari actually in there. That's it. That's all I've got. And that 18-year-old. And I don't know what they've done in this update, but the update, they never used to update in November. Why are they updating in November? We should have a new game. That's why. Because they've screwed up the new game and they're experimenting. So they're doing uploads to people's games and it's screwed my save up. That's why I'm angry. Oh, I can't play Shazafari, can I? Yes, I can in the... It's the European... I don't have one for the next league game. unless one of them gets fit again. Unbelievable. I can't play. He's not banned from the... But what it does is it never lets you lose in Europe. So hopefully it'll stick to that agreement that we have. I never lose in Europe until the quarterfinals, because that's an agreement. I don't know who made the agreement, but it happens all the time. And we're going to go attacking. What mods? I've got all the badges and all the name changes. And Parthenon. Who is... I have not changed this team. So why have I got this guy in the team? I better check this again, that it's not going to change. What is this? Why is he an advanced playmaker? I don't have an advanced playmaker. I certainly don't have a wing back on defend. What is going on here? I do not play with a wing back on defend. Why have I got one? But here it's showing wing back on attack. What is going on here? Neeson, I have not even heard of, let alone put in the team. And he's not even showing in the team. So what is going on here? Yeah, I mean, I was told earlier, Mark, that it's Roma. Oh, is it Napoli? So those mods are gone. And if I look at Brazil, probably all those are gone. What is going on here? Why is a Neeson playing at wing back when I've never even heard of him? I did not pick that in the team, and I did not ask the... Oh, I am just like, enough. Enough of this. Arwell Davis obviously can't play there, can he? Yeah, he's a full-back type wing-back. He must be able to play there. Peterson can play there, can he? Nope. I give up. I absolutely give up. We're going to go this. And hopefully the game will stick to its agreement that Newcastle never lose in the Europe until the quarterfinals. That no team is good enough until the quarterfinals. So you don't lose in Europe until you reach the quarterfinals. I mean, that's a part of the game I've said needs to be changed for a long time. I don't know why it doesn't let you lose in Europe. You could have lost 5 games on the trot, and the next game in Europe, you know you're going to recover. It's just bonkers. But I'm really frustrated and annoyed that what we were actually doing doesn't work anymore. So the 2 videos I brought out about the lines, I don't think they... If people take that advice now, it's wrong advice following the update. The lines are not working anymore. It looks like it's the switch has gone as well. We can't hit a barn door to save our lives. And it's kind of injuring all my players to the point where I don't know how to set them up. I can do this for this game. But I may have to, once they get tired, once the wing-backs get tired, I'm going to have to change the shape again. I don't know why I paid 140 million for him. He's got first touch of 16. He hasn't been able to control the ball for 4 games. So they are. So the line needs to be higher. Well, it is higher. So this is obviously not working. Needs to be a high line. But the line is not working. This is a team that's at the bottom of the European Champions League group. So this will be quite funny. If I lose against this lot, it'll be really funny. I am definitely then abandoning the save. It's pointless. This team is full of world-class players who can't beat Southampton, who can't beat West Ham, who had won every single game prior to this episode, and now can't beat the bottom of the league club in Europe. And I did exactly this when I did the Bournemouth to Juventus save. Notts County to Juventus. By the time I got to Juventus, I'd had enough. Absolutely had enough. Arwell Davis plays mostly as an attacking wing-back in this area. Why is he unfamiliar with playing as a wing-back in this area? Numbskulls. Yep, we can't beat these either. Well, we'll change the system after. Because it's just to suit Arwell Davis. This is just bizarre. After I bought all this new lighting, I'm just going to abandon it now. See, can't hit a barn door to save our lives. When they were scoring for fun in the last episode. Yeah, let's play for set pieces. We can't score from open play. Can't score from set pieces either. Focusing down the middle, you should have a high line. So it does look like all the information that I've given in those 2 videos that people are actually practicing out there is wrong now. So let's go and see if we can change the shape. I don't think I can. Neves can go up here. Euro can come in for ABBA, and he can switch over. We'll go attacking. I'm going to push up. Now we'll leave it as a low block, as a mid block, because if I go attacking and push the lines up, they'll score. And we will read the right. This is the 3rd time I've thrown the water bottle at them. I forgot to throw the water bottle at them that time. And you can't say, like people will say, oh, well, it's got to be fatigue. This team has been rested for 2.5 weeks. So you can't say, oh, they're tired. I'm Neil, I'm running out of bottles. Yeah, I mean, that's what most people will say. Oh, well, maybe the team is fatigued and blah, blah, blah. They can't be fatigued. They've been bloody on holiday for 3 weeks or so. Most of them have only played 1 game in that time. So it can't be fatigue. Here they go. This system is not working anymore. For some reason, it's not working anymore. We played better with 10 men with the 4-1-2-1-2, but that never lets you down. This is working like a dream, but it's just stopped working. Offside, I think some. Yeah, possibly Krishnaruk. Possibly. I'll go along with that. The you won't know through Steam that there's been an update. When they do these updates, they don't don't announce them. These are sneaky updates that they do. I know there's been an update because it's knocked my mods out. You know it's happened before. In fact, twice before. Suddenly you wake up and find your mods have gone out of the folders. So you know when there's been an update. And there's nothing on Steam. They never announce it. What they're doing is they are experimenting. So they don't want you to know. But I don't see why they have to involve me in the experiment. They could just play the game themselves. Load it on your computers at work and experiment on it that way. You don't have to include me, and I want a notice to ask me if I want an update. And then I can politely say, no, thank you. Stick it. They have to ask you, I've paid money for a game, which once they have said is fixed and it's working nicely for me, I should have the right not to have them mess about with that game. They should not have the right to just go and put an update on my computer without asking me. And Steam is a nuisance anyway. Steam is a real nuisance. No, this is because it's a European game, Max. Good night, FM Academy. I may be back. I don't know. This is because it's a European game. You don't lose European games until the quarterfinals. You always win up to the quarterfinals. So the European game was bound to be a win. I could have put the youth team out and we still would have won it. So yeah, don't be fooled by this. It's just because it's Europe. I think there's an agreement between Newcastle and SI that they don't lose until the quarterfinal. The board have set that up, I think. The only time it ever looks anything other than easy is when it gets to the quarterfinals. So yeah, I think that's an agreement between the board and SI. Nothing to do with me. So don't be fooled by that, Max. What is so annoying is that when they do this to you, they keep you at the top of the league. It's like all the other teams at the top also are subject to this being disabled. And we are still like top of the league. So like, and we'll probably be top of the Premier League. So like, it's not just us, but all the other teams in the leagues are also subject to this nonsensical whatever it is. Have I got... I don't think I have. Andy Neeson will have to play now. Whoever he is. Do I have a right back? Yes, I do. Actually, I could play Marcos. I could play Peterson out here. And Marcos could play as the right back. He's not a bad right back. Oh, God. Landerson can come on for Tonali. Neves and Musiala. Florian Wirtz can go up top for Musiala. I have no idea what I'm doing. Carioca can come on for... Hey Rafi, how you doing? Good night, Mark. Yeah, hopefully I'll be back on Tuesday unless I've just thrown my computer out the window. You never know. I still think we're going to win the league. I still think that we have a real chance of winning the European competition. I just don't like the fact that they have updated my computer without my knowledge. I think that is illegal. Or at least it should be. And don't be fooled by this. This recovery is just because it's Europe. I'm not allowed to lose in Europe until at least the quarterfinals. Sad part of the game. Oh, why not have another injury? Oh, God. No, I don't have anybody. I'm going to have to... I'll play... Who can I play there now? Where he is a left back. No, he can't. He can't do that. But Peterson probably can come over here. And they're determined to give Andy Neeson a game I can't use anymore. Oh, God. Euro can come back here. Shazavari can play in midfield, we'll drop him in there as a centre mid. Oh, what a bunch of arse. We'll bring Florian Wirtz down here. Oh, what a bunch of shit. Did you want to? You can give me another injury if you like, no problem. Don't worry, give me another injury, no problem. You have to give me 11 people who can go on that pitch. So do what you need to do. That's just bonkers. I have to have 11 players who can go on the pitch. There's nothing you can do about that. Oh, right, this is just... How long is he out for now? For fuck's sake. So, okay, it keeps us top despite all the shit and the shenanigans and the updates and the nonsense and the fact that I've got another one out for 2 weeks. Praise his performance, what for? And then I have no idea. I don't even want to look. But if we look at what has happened, it's been absolutely awful. But we are still top of the league. And it does that because all the teams underneath now are also going to be playing really badly. And this is absolute shit, to be honest. And if we're going to have a bad run, why do they have to have a bad run as well? Come on. And enough is enough. They have updated the game. I'm not going to put the mods... thanks, Rafi. I'm not going to put the mods back in. Because they will do more updates. They're working on FM25. They're experimenting by the look of it, because we've had 2 now. And every time they upload something to your computer, it knocks the mods out of the folders. And I'm not going to continually keep reinstalling them. It takes a long time. So I'm not going to bother now and have them knocked out again next week. I'm going to complain to SI, and I want them to know why they are doing this. I'm going to write to them and want to know why they are updating when I haven't asked for it. And there is no reason why I should have it. But I guess you guys want to see if I can win the Champions League this year. I still think I've got a really good chance. I still think I could win the Premier League. I actually don't care about the Premier League or the FA Cup. I just want to win that so I can finish this. Because by the time you get to this level, season 10 and beyond, it's just going to drain any sense of sanity that you ever had. So it'll be good to finish it at season 10. Get 30 trophies and then it'll be job done. It's not it's not scripting, Christian Narok. I think what there is, and I've said this for many months now, there is a switch coded in there. And when you go on a run that is very, very successful, and we can go back to last season, when you go on a run that's very, very successful, then suddenly it will throw a switch. And for no reason, you'll start drawing, you'll start losing. I think what's going on here, we had very few poor results. And I do know Tottenham and Arsenal were both my fault. Leicester was the strangest game I've ever seen. I can't explain what happened there. We just couldn't play football. It was very weird. I'm prepared to say, okay, didn't get my lines right, but for some reason, we couldn't play football. After all that, it's just like really weird. We'd won the title here, So maybe the game was saying, okay, too much champagne, and that's why that happened. I don't know. But it was the weirdest thing. So here, everything I've said about lines was working. When we started this season, we were working on the lines again. And right up to here, to the last episode, we hadn't lost a game. We'd drawn only one. And then look what's happened. And I know there's been an update because it's knocked all the mods out. So what's happened here? Is it now a different coding that's going on, and all I've been thinking about in terms of the lines don't work anymore? So those 2 videos I put out now have no relevance, and everybody's going to be writing in the comments, this doesn't work. Where previously they've been saying, oh boy, I'm getting some good results. So if they have knocked out that and changed the coding so that now it's not to do with lines, I'm going to be very annoyed. Took me a long time to work that out. And within one upload, they can take it away. So it's not scripting. There's also a switch that when you have too much of this, it might be they've thrown the switch so that you cannot win. You'll notice that we've won both Champions League games. Now, why should we keep winning Champions League games when we can't win to save our life in any of the other games? We can't even beat Southampton of the Championship, yet we've won both Champions League games because there is that agreement between the board and SI that Newcastle will get to at least the quarterfinals, and it will happen every season. No matter how bad a team we put out, we will always qualify and get to the quarterfinals. That's a done deal. And so why are we losing in the Premier League when all this was happening? There's been an update, and this is where we started. Something's different. So that's, anyway, I've had enough. I really don't even want to continue with it, but I know I have to. I know a lot of you guys want to see if we can win the Champions League. It will be the end. It's the last thing in the save that we need to accomplish. We've got this far, I guess we have to go on, no matter what has happened to the game. So I will see any of you who want to come back on Tuesday. Hopefully I'll be in a better mood. And I'm not quite sure why Juventus. Oh, they got the license for Juventus, didn't they? That's why. So I will see you guys on Tuesday. Stay safe. Yeah, absolutely, you're right, Salonic. I've never seen the player positions in such a mess. Never seen that. Why suddenly has the player positions become such a mess when look at what went before? It doesn't make any sense to me. I think a complete change of tactic is what's needed. When I've tested this Salonic, and I've tested this switch before, and I did a video on it, and I tested it in a variety of different scenarios, even including playing the games, turning up and then going off to the pub. So you just turn up and do an instant result. You leave it to the assistant. I tested it in not bothering to turn up at all, going on a holiday for the whole weekend. And the best way to deal with it when this happens was actually, according to the tests, is to just go on holiday for 4 games. And when you come back, everything is sorted out. And I actually did a video on that, does your manager need a holiday, where I tested this when this happens. And it turns out, yep, Your manager does need a holiday. So with that, guys, stay safe. Take care. And I will be back on Tuesday. I will miss it too much if I don't come back. Sometimes the game just hates you. But I do wish they would stop updating without my permission. So thanks for coming, guys. Stay safe. Take care. See you on Tuesday.